Okay, Weenie, it's not what we thought. Amelia made a totally false vow to Crogdalo. Crogdalo must have been gravely disappointed. I can't believe Amelia betrayed her sisters like that. To think that nothing is more important than Cumbersylve's light. Ever since that vow, we could never see Crogdalo again. It was the same night certain Vidirs, infuriated at Amelia's vows, started to burn the forest while calling themselves the Ahibs. Polly's forest, with Polly no longer around, would have been burned to ashes too, but thanks to the chief of the Tooth Fairies, Ramitaronsum, our forest survived. I know I usually try to put up a smile, but guess what? When it comes to this, we spirits are not going to take anyone's side. Even if it means everyone's demise. Wow, that's freaking dark and stark. Honestly. I'm going to rest now. It's been a while since I cooked like this. I'm getting sleepy. Okay. Wow, Tooth Fairies protected Polly's forest during that mess? Tooth Fairies? Now, that is an odd name. I wonder how strong they are, and if they are as small as my teeth. Let's give me you don't have teeth. Just pointing that out, in case you missed it, Black Spirit. So, up to the Tooth Fairies. Should I go back and... Yeah, I should probably go back and grab Vespa. I still don't know why they're called Tooth Fairies. It's so stupid. I don't know what Tooth Fairies are in Korean culture, but they didn't clearly think it through about Western culture when they made them. Hi again! Still just cutting through. You just keep doing you, buddy. Oh god, we're gonna swim, aren't we? Jump! Ow. Oh, that barely did anything. How is it that you were so tough? Sorry, not tough, while the Manchums are like deadly. Excuse me. I'm almost there, Vespa. Then I get to take you to an equally scary space of the forest. But we got this. Now, best way probably is to follow the road. But, since when have I ever done that? Can totally go up here, right? Yes, we can. Ha ha ha! Look at us go. We are smashing it and yeeting off the other side. Apparently. Let's just actually go to the road. Oh, it wants me to go around. Oh, because there's water. Okay, well, I will concede defeat on this one. I do, in fact, need the use of bridges. Ah, what the hell? Let's just go. Pretty quick on the roads for me anyway now that I've got a fast horse. Beware, there is a strong monster in your vicinity. I got that, thank you. You're safe here, aren't you? Yes. I mean, it's combat zone, but there aren't physically any creatures that are going to attack you. So you're good. Ramitoronsum, I cometh in a new form, one you have not seen the likes of before. One assumes. Oh shit, hold up. No, it didn't improve at all. They even laid it on the line that they can't wait any longer. It's not that we don't understand where the forest runners is coming from, but the people at the missing space, Acre Guard Post, are doing the best they can too. Please, try to persuade them again, Chief Ramitoronsum. Oh, you're here, Sirfe. Are you the delegate from Calphion? I did hear Queen Berlina asked Calphion for military support. Delighted to meet you. I'm Ramitoronsum, the Tooth Fairy Chief. Sorry, I was distracted by her swaying body. I heard you were touring the wolves of Cumbersylvia and talking to the spirits. Let me cut to the chase then. The spirits will remain neutral. I hope that Calphion keeps that in mind and makes the wise decision. Further north from here, it's a very dangerous place. The forest rhinoceroses are refusing to cooperate with anyone else but their own. Oh, they will likely brutalize me. Chief Ramageronson and Siofe, please excuse me, but I have to go to Lucielle Monet. I need to inform her of Siofe's visit in advance so that we won't have any unnecessary incidents. Siofe, as Chief Ramageronson has said, from here the forest will become more dangerous. It'll be nothing like Polly's forest. Yeah, I know. You can relax here a bit, but then you should come straight to the Acre Guard post. Please, Chief Ramageronson, take a good care of the delegate. A good care. Delegate, I have a name, yo, and you have been using it thus far. I hope you don't run into any forest rhinoceroses. Well, it depends on what she's got in store for me. Yes, Ophelia, you have my word. After all, this delegate is a distinguished guest of Kama Sylvia. Delegate, be mindful of the Acres. They tend not to be comfortable with outsiders. Even an official delegate like you might be in for a rude welcome. Now, do we actually have business? The burden of the keeper. Phew, I grow more anxious every day. If the forest runner spirits leave this place, the North Forest of Kama Sylvia will be left with no hope. They're the keepers who have been protecting the forest for a very long time. Sadly, it's been 8 years since they couldn't go back to the Loopy Tree Forest due to unexpected conflicts they're having with the fetuses. 8 years? They must have great patience. Right, remember how the Rhinoceros were generous and courteous through being reclusive? It's all in the past now. In truth, it all began with a pointless, tiresome argument. When Amelia Ornette revealed the murderer of the 2 chiefs of Ganelles and Vidirs and became the new queen, a meaningless argument began over the throne made of Cumbersilve branches. The Acre claimed, now that the new queen represents both Ganelles and the Vidirs, the old crown should be decorated with Cumbersilve flowers. On the other hand, the Ahibs of the old crown should be used with no flowers. Perhaps they said so, mindful that an Ahib or Vidir might become a queen in the future. I still vividly remember the hopeless row between the Ganelles and the Vidirs. In the end, the Acre won this pointless argument. Afterwards, Amelia started to oppress the Vidir even more, and one day, a group of Vidirs came to see me. They were the Vidirs who did not choose to become Ahibs. They made a solemn vow to me to protect Cumbersilve. Oh, so there are some Vidirs who didn't become Ahibs. Interesting. The obsidian ashes shall defend Mother's breath until the day of our death. They call themselves the Dark Knight, and asked me to clear a path out of the forest of Cumbersilvia for them. And what happened after that? It's too painful for me to talk about this. My apologies. I shouldn't have brought it up. Please forget about what I said. Aren't the Dark Knights from Odalita, where the Ahibs are? I thought that was the go, but maybe I'm wrong. Get some rest here for a while, then you can go to the Acre Guard post. Be wary. You will be harmed if you wander around too much in this forest. Even if you're lucky enough to get approved by Nalindo, the leader of Rhinoceros, the enraged Rhinoceros will still indiscriminately attack any intruders.
Our names were named by many people over a long...
So we're going to go see the Rhinoceros dude. Oh, this is so not going to go well. There might be a safe spot I can leave Vespa, but I highly doubt it. I should probably go on foot. I don't know. Vespa, should I risk taking you? Probably. It's quite a distance to travel. But also kind of not at the same time. Oh wow. Ronan is so close to me. I feel so unsafe right now. Oh, what the heck. Come along, Vespa. I'll just take you anyway. You're probably gonna die. Just keep that in mind, alright? I can't promise you longevity. Maybe if I leave you on the path, the Rhinoceros not going to get to you? I don't recall. Okay. You look fine here. It doesn't look like anyone on this side of the field wants to attack you anyway, so you might be fine. I totally could have brought you all the way in here. They're not even violent. Hello, sir. Now even a Calphionian eagle is swooping in here for the rotten meat. Steely, I forgot you didn't have a face. I mean, you have a face, you just don't have facial features. I forgot about that. Is that a mask you're wearing, or do you generally not have a face? I can't tell. Surely Ramageronson didn't send you when she knows about the situation here. I'll let you go this time, assuming you were simply lost. Go back to where you came from before I change my mind. This forest does not approve of you.
The forest as of now is only a
I do not wish to talk, especially to a delegate of Caltheon who does Bralina's biddings. Stop desecrating this forest and leave at once. What are you standing glowering there for? We won't take responsibility if anything tragic happens to you here. Or perhaps you would like to take our test. I assure you, our test is fair. Simply break the will of Ronan, the keeper of the forest. You probably will not have survived from... You know what? You're not wrong. But who knows? He is going to beat me into a goddamn pulp. Okay, well, let's get that weapon out, because we're bloody gonna need it, that's for sure. You just wait there, Vesper. I'm gonna get my ass handed to me by a freaking centaur. Hi, I like the tattoo you got there, sir. Please treat me kindly. Yes, I can currently do nothing, in case you're wondering. Do you have a health bar yet? Okay, yeah, now you do. Thanks, bro. Ow. Whoops, wrong button. That's right, I forgot you like to run around in bloody circles, and then you're gonna kick me with your freaking... Oh, would you just stay still, yo? Ugh. Oh, I can follow him when he does that. I just forgot. Ow. I can swoop. Oh, you didn't let me finish my attack. Oh, you didn't let me get my WP back. Oh, you're so mean. I need my health back at the very least. There we go. Oh, of course you would. Heh, still got you. Haha, dodged. Shit, mistakes made. Doesn't matter, I'm still hit. Ha ha ha! Shit, my pets are still out. Check it all. And back we go. Okay, so he was actually really easy to kill. If you can give me some more of those, buddy, I'd be very much obliged. Could this be part of Ronan's prophecy? Very well. Take this accessory with you. Wow, totally did not enunciate that K. Take this accessory with you. The force of nature dwells within. It is a token proving that you have broken the will of Ronan, but I don't want to break anybody's will. That makes me sound terrible. Tulid and the two girls. So, breaker of Ronan's will, what do you want to know? Spirits do not lie. I will tell you all you want to know. What if the spirits just don't know the context correctly to answer, honestly? I want to know what happened after the Dark Knights left the forest. Oh my, I can see now why Remetaronson couldn't stop you from coming here. Perhaps she's grieving by now. Did she tell you anything about this? I'm sure you couldn't hear the entire story, even if she did. Her great sorrow marks the beginning of the ordeal we Runneros are going through. The Vadir, or so-called the Dark Knights, are the ones who made a vow to the Tooth Fairies that they will protect Cumbersilve to the end. But as the Tooth Fairies cleared the path out of the forest for them, Amelia Ornette considered it as an act of treason that helped her enemies escape. The Mad Queen, blinded by the hatred against the Vadirs, presented the Black Flower to the Tooth Fairies. This was a death sentence. She's killing spirits left, right, and center. Crazy bitch. A lot of Tooth Fairies were executed, simply because they let the Vadir live. That's actually part of why we can live in this forest right now. This forest used to be where the Tooth Fairies would build their cabins to live, but now they're gone. Polly and the Tooth Fairies, I don't know who will be next. Well, I mean, the Mad Queen's gone. Don't know where she is, but she's gone. Why didn't you do anything to stop her? Because we gave a spirit's blessing to her on the day she was born. We cannot do any harm to the one we've blessed. All we could do was run away. I mean, unless you charge somebody else, someone like me back in the day, to work on your behalf to take her down. I mean, that could have worked. But Cumbersilvia was our land from the beginning. Where else could we go? Besides, how could she kill the spirits? It wasn't supposed to happen in the first place. Amelia, the eldest daughter of the Ganel chief, we trusted her. She purged the spirits who blessed her birth, while neglecting the importance of reviving Cumbersilve. However, there still was hope for us. It's the prophecy of Tulid, our prophet. It's about the dance of the sun and moon that will melt the frozen sky. breaker of Ronan's will. You may hear more about the prophecy from Tulid. Who's Tulid, by the way? But I have to say, this plot is actually far more engrossing than the previous one, like massively. The whole, you know, Ganel situation, the betrayal of the Ganels, etc., etc. God, where is my damn horse? There you are. I find it far more interesting and educational. Like, the history of Kama Sylvia is suddenly more intriguing than it used to be. Okay, we're in Fader's territory. Just stick to the path and you will mostly be safe. I do say mostly because it's very likely that if you stand on the path you'll get killed anyway. Oh! What? Oh, this is the pathy thing through the damn cave. Right. If I can ever get up here. Hello, just squeezing on through. Ah ha ha, I remember you.
Only the ones
I like your colouring. The prophecy says the one wearing the mask of the eagle will quietly look down the bruised hull of the verdure forest. It must be referring to you. Well, they are calling me Calphionian Eagle. Yet, breaker of Ronan's will, I cannot speak of the prophecies of the sun and the moon so easily, even to you.
What comes like a tiger,
The friendship between the sun and moon. Breaker of Ronan's will. Do you want to play a game? Do you want to build a snowman? That's what it sounds like to me. All you need to do is solve a couple of... Oh, no. I don't remember the answers to these. Every time you solve a riddle, I'll tell you about a song of two girls of the sun and moon who bloomed during times of terror. Okay.
What has 6 faces with 21
What is like a tiger when approaching, a hawk when passing by, and a rock after it's gone? Time? Yay! Although every Ganel and Vidir was born with either the power of the sun or moon and under the blessing of the spirits, the language of the ancient spirits is understood only by a chosen few of the goddess's daughters. Using the power of the ancient spirits who returned to the arms of Mother Nature a long time ago, these daughters defended Kama Sylv and thereby became natural leaders of all the beings on Kama Sylvia. The chosen ones, were treated as princesses, and they grew up in Grandiha. That's the first time I've heard of that. The port of Grana, receiving the education needed to become chiefs of the Ganels and Vidirs. Okay, here goes the second question. What has 6 faces and 21 eyes? A dice would be my first assumption. The 2 chiefs, Oriana Ornette and Josia Odor, fought against the dark spirits. Between them, they had 4 princesses. 3 of the princesses were born from the beacon of the sun, and 1 princess was born from the frost of the moon. The 4 princesses were born under the most peculiar skies. When the first princess with the power of the sun was born, a red moon glowed in the night sky. When the 3rd princess with the power of the sun was born, it was daytime, yet it was as dark as a day of the black sun. Interesting. When you are close to it, illness goes far. When you are far from it, illness comes near. I will tell you more about the 2 princesses if you answer something about love, I would say. Yeah, love. What, really?
What comes like a tiger, passes by like a falcon, and becomes a stone.
Well, I don't really know what you mean by illness. What?
Do you know what has 6 faces with 21 eyes?
I mean, if you're a creature of the forest, maybe, but logic does not suggest that. By a great coincidence, the 2nd princess with the power of the sun and the 1 princess with the power of the moon were born on the same day and time. On that day, the sun and the moon did not rise or fall, but remained on the horizon. The light from the 2 didn't disrupt each other and seemed to be in harmony. Between the sun and the moon, shining stars embroidered the Milky Way, and it was the most peaceful sight that I had seen in a long time. I wish they had changed that and made it some sort of fantasy term rather than using our real-world Milky Way. Kind of just ruins my immersion, but sure. The two girls are always together, just as the answer to the fourth question. When a door closes, the other opens. What is this? A room? When a door closes, the other opens. Blood and sand makes no sense. I don't even know what mill it is, short of it being natural. Monastery, light and darkness. Sky and sea. I say light and darkness. Yay! When the eldest princess with the power of the sun was crowned a queen after the chiefs of the Ganels and the Vidirs were poisoned, many Vidirs were suppressed and countless spirits were purged. However, while the antagonism between Ganels and Vidirs was worsening, the friendship of two princesses, one Ganel and one Vidir, were flourishing as if they were living in a world of their own. This will be the last story. You need to have lived a long life to receive this. When you finally receive it, you become humble and gain the future. What is this? Wisdom? In the end, the friendship between the two princesses could not endure the tragic death of Princess Catherine. Was Catherine one of those princesses, or was she one of the other two? Oh yes, it was Catherine. The young princess of the sun was prophesied to die young, oh the poor dear. Yet was the only one who was determined to restore commerce. Of course that's the case. While everyone else was engrossed with earthly conflicts. She met her death by the hands of the princess with the power of the moon. What? Why? While she was searching for the songs of the ancient spirits. No friendship could survive such a betrayal. The death of a beloved younger sister by a trusted friend. Why? I'm not the one who made these riddles. They are riddles created by the two girls in the song. The two girls from the song are now at the center of a civil war here. One of them is Queen Berlina of Camasilvia, the Sea of the Woods. The other is Queen Viorencia of Odalita, the Arid Land, queen of the Ahibs who ran away from this land. So I assume we're going to meet Viorencia when we get to Odalita, but what? What happened to Catherine though? So Catherine wasn't one of the friends. Catherine was one of the others. Okay.
Do you know what has 6 faces with 21
On the last page of the old exchange journal. Viorencia Odor, once the closest friends of Berlina Onet, put a knife to the heart of the young Catherine Onet. That incident led Amelia Onet to openly declare the Ahibs as traitors and begin a full-fledged campaign against them. But fate is a cruel mistress. When Viorencia Odor ran off to the arid land, Berlina was taken hostage and disappeared with her. There she spent 4 years in a strange land. This is intriguing. This is new backstory. Living with her mortal enemy who killed her beloved sister. Her mortal enemy who was also once her best friend. This cave was the first place Berlina went to when she finally escaped Odalita, and where she steelily wrote, the last entry of the exchange journal she kept with Viorencia as a child. There is a magic seal the two girls put on the journal a long time ago. If you can solve the riddle of the seal, I'll allow you to read the journal. Okay, what's the riddle? It's the exchange journal written by both Berlina Onet and Viorencia Odor when they were young. Let's read the riddle. Put everything down and look up at the night sky for a moment. Your stars are smiling brightly in the darkest of nights. We are all lighthouses in the night sky. How many stars are there in your lighthouse? Can we go back? Can you start the riddle again? Your stars are smiling brightly. How many stars are there in your lighthouse? Type the answer of the riddle of the seal exchange in the chat window. Read through the exchange journal. I don't know. I mean, what do they mean by stars? Are they meaning their eyes? Your stars are smiling brightly. We all small lighthouses. I'm not sure what the lighthouse is. How many stars are there in your lighthouse? Oh, in your two? 2 eyes in one body? Nope. 4 apparently, if you're meaning the 2 of them together, which was my initial instinct. But then I thought, no, maybe not. seal's been lifted. In the journal, the two girls were dreaming of an era of peace even in Queen Amelia's reign of terror, when Cumbersilv at the sacred tree was all aflame and Ganels and Vidirs were at full-scale war. And after a long blank, the last chapter is filled with mature writing. I, Berlina Ornette, born with power of his son, hereby swear by the Rhonoros spirits the forest keepers, I shall dethrone the offender who's forgotten the sacred oath to protect Cumbersilv, Queen Amelia Ornette. The black sun that once devoured all light shall go down, and from the darkened forest, a new sun that will shed light upon the land once again shall arise. I solemnly swear that I am up to no good. I shall restore the light of Cumbersilv and thereby annihilate the Ahibs. What hurt you so much that you decided to kill all the Ahibs? And just because the leader of the Ahibs was the one who killed your little sister, doesn't mean that all the Ahibs who follow her are necessarily bad people and therefore deserve death just because of something their leader did. Did you think about that, Berlina? I'm assuming I'm talking old, mate. Yep. The Dawn's return happened so smoothly, and with perfect timing at that. Catherine was asking for military support to fight trolls and Sornils. Berlina Ornette, who returned from Arid Lands, was not an innocent princess anymore. She used an old decree called Mother's Paradise, which stipulates that armed forces are not allowed in the capital city, to persuade a stickler for rules like Amelia to dispatch most of her elite guards and followers from Grana, and to send them to help Calpheon. Then, Berlina seized the chance and ousted Amelia with allies she had long been gathering. That's really smart. The court was replaced with supporters of Berlina, and in no time the entire nation transitioned to her rule. This turn of events, the fall of the Black Star and the rise of the Golden Sun, is called by historians as the Dawn's Return. One of Berlina's supporters were the Phaeduses, who are currently at odds with Forest Rhonoroses. Look for a Phaedus called Khalid in the Lopi Tree Forest. I believe this dude has been moved. I'm pretty sure I read that in a patch note somewhere. Khalid has been moved from where he used to be. He's a friendly one and can tell you more about what happened. Okay, after we speak to the Black Spirit. Wow, so much was going on, don't you think? This place is truly packed with all kinds of different stories. By the way, if Dawn's return of Berlina was a success, why aren't the Phaedus leaving? You know, if I say there's someone friendly, that means most of the others are not so friendly? You're not wrong, Black Spirit. Let's go meet this guy. Sure, let's go. So whereabouts is... Oh, he's literally right in front of me. Okay, well, I didn't see that coming. I thought I'd have to travel a bit to see him, but nope. Khalid. How goes things, sir? Just let me change my weapon. Vesper, you just stay there. I thought they said he moved. This is exactly where he used to live. I mean, I don't know that the cave used to be there, but he lived in this sort of area. Lies. Why are we still occupying the forest? Our people had no intention to do so from the first place. We're supposed to retreat after they succeed in the uprising, but after the Black Star fell at the foot of Mount Kabua. Okay, it's the first time I've heard the name of that mountain, but sure. They all lost their minds as the ash powder rushed in. If it wasn't for this Phaedus ascetic's help, I would have been swallowed up by the madness as well. Do you know what's even more surprising? After I came back, I realized I had been lost for almost 8 years. Technically, I didn't exist for that long. That's so sad. Forest of the Blind. The last thing I remember was the return of Princess Berlina Ornette, who had been taken hostage during the civil war with the Ahib. She declared she would drive out Amelia Ornette, who was consumed by her lust for power and hatred, and neglected to restore Cumbersilv's light. The pent-up anger of my people exploded too. Countless friends of ours, tooth fairies, were executed just because they helped Dark Knights leave the forest, just because they're a faction of the Vidir. I hope they're all happy in their mother's arms now. After the uprising succeeded, we were going back to our peaceful life, but the Black Star, ugh, the roar of the Black Star is tearing up our souls. The pain lasts forever. We can't even close our eyes. Please, save my people from the eternal pain, I beg you. By what? Killing them? How do you propose I save your people? Yeah, you want me to kill 100 Phaedus? That's not what I call saving. But okay. I don't mind killing Phaedus, although a lot of you apparently don't care. Oh no,